Hello and welcome to today's stream where I will be repairing an iPad Air 2 by replacing the battery in it. So, the first thing is to get the iFixit guide up. Because following a guide is always important. Even though I've done it before, it's just good to have a reminder of the steps as I'm doing it. And I have the part here, and I have the iPad here. So, let's get to it. First thing we're going to do is power off the iPad. Now this iPad has already been backed up. It is always important to back up your device before you repair it, just in case something goes wrong, because there is a possibility for that. Now, I'm excited because the iPhone 15 is coming out soon. I won't be buying one, but it's still exciting. So let's get straight into this repair, shall we? The first step is to use an anti-clamp. So, well, the first thing we're going to do, heat it up. Heat it up. While it's heating up, I'm going to prepare my anti-clamp. I mean, it's already ready. Okay. Now, how warm is it? Not warm enough yet. By the way, this is an iPhone SE that is pretty much entirely being used, at the moment at least. Remember the Boost Mobile one from 2 weeks ago? It's being used as a Stream Deck and my second phone, which is pretty cool. My second phone is, well, this is what it's doing because my main phone is a top-down camera, the 14 Pro Max. This phone currently doesn't have adhesive on it, so it's not water resistant. I need to replace the battery in it before I put more adhesive on it. That'll be a future stream. So, as you can see here, once it gets to about 80, it should be good. And in the meantime, I want to show off something fun I got before. So this here is a iPhone screen reprogrammer. It works on all the iPhones that have True Tone, except for the 120 Hz models. The 13 Pro, 13 Pro Max, 14 Pro, 14 Pro Max. They do not work with it. I don't know if it's possible to retain True Tone on those models, however, that machine specifically does not do it. How is the temperature going? It is still not quite there. You do have to leave it on there once it hits 80 degrees for a minute. So, I know we will need 2 screws. I actually have the fix kit here that comes with the iFixit batteries. I have 2 of them because I've done this repair twice. I keep this in my toolkit, because it is one of the things that is not included in the ProTech toolkit that is very useful for this repair. You don't have to cut a hole in one of your guitar pick type things. So I keep that. The rest of it is included in the ProTech toolkit. And in fact, the screwdriver they include in the fix kits is nowhere near as good quality. It's a lot plasticky compared to the nice metal one that you get in the ProTech toolkit. Solid metal. So I'm going to put these back over here because they're not needed. Maybe the eye opener, but I think with the heat pad we got that pretty much covered. Now it's been on there for long enough, so I'm just going to remove it from the heat, and then I got to act fast at this point. So it is along the center left side. I don't want it to lose too much heat. Line that up properly. Squeeze those down, lock it in place, and twist, twist, and wait a bit. And since nothing's happening yet, I will twist a bit more. Come on, you can do it. Come on, iPad. It's possible. I believe in you. Come on. Open up. Reveal your secrets. This is taking a long time. This iPad is very resistant to opening, which is funny. Considering how hot it is, it shouldn't be this difficult to get open. Come on. Reveal your secrets. iPad, reveal the secrets. Once it gets to an... End up, yeah. Once it slightly opens a bit, then it's less of a problem. If it starts to cool down too much, I will have to take it off and heat it up again. But I don't want to have to do that. That is actually where the eye opener normally comes in. I will heat that up and then put that in to supplement the heat of the heat pad, because it is difficult to just use an eye opener on its own. It's so much easier to use a heat pad. Why would you open? Ah, that's why. The bottom one is not clamped on properly. Attempt 2. That little bit of gunk on the back there may be breaking the seal. I'm not sure if you can see that there. That little bit of gunk there. It is there and it might be breaking the seal. So we will find out in a second. If it is, I'll just put it on the heat pad again and move the suction pad slightly. Okay, yeah, it definitely seems to be causing a problem. Okay. Let's unlock that. So the first thing we're going to do, put the iPad back on the heating pad to warm it back up. And now we're going to grab alcohol to clean that stain and stuff off. And a microfiber cloth, because we do not want to scratch the iPad. Come on. Heat up. And while it's heating up, remember, never spray a device directly. Always spray the towel or microfiber cloth or whatever you're using. Spraying the device directly can be damaging. Yep, that's definitely three-dimensional and probably why the suction cup can't get a grip. If it doesn't come off easily enough, I'll just move it to the side. Okay, that's definitely toasty enough now. I do not want to cook the iPad too much. Okay, yeah, that's not coming off, so we'll have to be more creative. So, let's solve this problem by putting the eye opener ever so slightly to the side, closer to the edge of the screen as well. Oh no, it turned on. Okay, I'll have to turn it back off. That is not good at all, actually, if the device turns on during the repair, especially while it's under the heat pad strength. Okay, hopefully that is properly adhered this time, although it doesn't appear to be coming up. Okay, it's definitely going to kick back a heat warning when it turns on. I guess resting it on the top was a mistake. Okay, that is slightly concerning that the anti-clamp is doing that. Oh, it did not kick back a heat warning. That is very surprising. Anyway, it's cooled down a bit now, so I'm just going to move this over to the side a bit and definitely get those to align. Cook that a bit more while I properly align this. There. That is correctly aligned. Okay. And now we hopefully successfully remove it this time. Interesting. It seems to not be wanting to lift itself up. So no more anti-clamp for today. I will use the regular old suction cup and more heat. That is very frustrating. Actually, I didn't consider that the screen could be cleaning, and that could be the problem. Also, it's not hot enough anymore. Okay. And cook the iPad again. Continually cooking it, I guess. Cooking is constant at this point. Yeah, so how is that going? I mean, it's got to get warm again. Come on. You can do it. Become toasty. I'm going to reread over the anti-clamp instructions because I'm 99.999% sure that I am doing it correctly. So, okay, that should be ready now. Perfect. Engage the lock. Yep. Turn the handle counterclockwise until you see the cup start to stretch, as I did before. Oh, great heavens. Okay. This iPad really does not. That's how much pressure I applied to it before it eventually gave up. And it turned back on again. Well, this iPad does not wish to be opened at all. Holy moly, that is. That is one tough adhesive. I have never in my entire life witnessed an adhesive this strong on an iPhone or iPad. That is absolutely shocking. How is it not? Good God. This iPad may need a cooking and opening at the same time. It is just that bad. Wow, okay. That is a terrible, terrible fate for this iPad. Wow, that is tough adhesive. Okay, I'm going to give the anti-clamp one more shot, but I'm going to try it at a different point on the screen, because I do not believe that putting it in the side there is going to work. Why is there glass on that? There. Okay. Or pull the heat pad forward and open it while it's on the heat pad. Because you're meant to open it from the middle. But this iPad refuses to budge. That is strong adhesive. I'm not sure why the adhesive is so strong on this iPad, but it is absolutely incredibly strong adhesive. Wow. It'll need to cook for a long time. Because that is, wow. Okay, where do they suggest using the suction cup? In the camera area, they suggest using a suction cup. So I'm going to attempt that once the iPad cooks. Okay, oh yeah, that's cooked, that's definitely cooked. Okay. I'll try using the anti-clamp at the top actually, because that is burning hot. If that does not open, I don't know what will at this point. It is so incredibly toasty that I could not possibly get this iPad any hotter. Okay, let's try. Oh. Oh, we got progress. Okay, I'm gonna remove some of the pressure there. We got progress. It opened slightly from the top with extreme heat. Wow. That took a lot of heat to get open. This is not going to be a fun one at all. I have to be extremely careful around these corners so I don't break the glass. And just slide the pick down the side to remove adhesive. I'm honestly shocked. This is a very old iPad now. So the fact that the adhesive has held up this well for so long, very surprising to me. Now, let's relieve some of that pressure on the display. Oh, a bit too much. Yep, just go in the edge there, underneath the top, where the anti-clamp attaches. Oh, iPhone. Whoa, that is some tough adhesive. Now, I'm going to apply more heat because though it'll shut again, I have to redo that process. This iPad really needs a lot of heat apparently because it is not at all easy to open in any way. Wow, this is a challenging iPad. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. So yeah, iFixit in their anti-clamp photos recommends you open from the left side of the iPad. Let me do a little screen share here. So iFixit is recommending that you open from this left side of the iPad here, as you can see. But in their latest steps, they recommend using the top for the suction cup, and that's the one with the anti-clamp that ended up working for me. So yeah. Okay, let's wait one more minute. Come on, you can toast. Okay, and we are removing that from that. And now time for the second run. Okay, clamp it down, loosen slightly, lock it in place, and now that might not be far again, actually. Clamp it down, press, loosen, loosen again, lock. And now, opening time. Perfect. Ooh, I lifted up the corner now. That adhesive does not sound elegant at all, actually. Ooh. Now, I know the iPad Air 2, without even looking at the steps, you have to attack from the, well, open from the top. So, once we get the adhesive around here done, we should be able to open it more without issue. And oh my goodness, that adhesive is still stuck. Thank goodness that's come away now. Okay, now it's opening evenly because we split it at the top, which is good. But wow. This adhesive is strengthy. We just open it further. It's opening properly for now. And we'll lower it back down a bit to not put too much pressure on it when we go around the corners. Got to be very careful of the home button here, because if we break Touch ID, it is gone forever, and that is a new iPad for the customer. And I do not intend to break anything. That is, I have no intention of breaking anything. So, okay, that's going to need more heat for that bottom section because this adhesive is just so strong. Oh, yikes, that fell off. Okay. Now that we've done that, if we cook it again, it should be relatively easy. Now, the fact it's taken so long is surprising and also unfortunate because it means this is going to be a longer stream than normal. In the meantime, you can actually see some of the glue that's gotten caught on my pick here from such a strong glue treatment. So, is the iPad cooked yet? Let's wait a second and find out. It is definitely not cooked yet. Come on. This is the most difficult opening experience I've ever had on an iPad. I'm not sure why there is so much glue. Most other iPads do not have this much glue at all. Come on. You cooked yet? Hopefully you are. Yep, that screen is definitely cooked. So, unlock. Point down. Put on far enough. Clamp force. Untighten twice. Lock in place. And now lift up. And what we did before has sort of, but half redone itself, not really. So we can quickly just separate down this side again. I just got to be careful to not break the glass at the bottom, just break the adhesive underneath. And also not break the Touch ID. So do not go near the home button. Come on. And now lift it up further to see what we're working with. Okay, it still hasn't lifted out of that bottom part yet. Now for repairs, these laminated displays have both advantages and disadvantages. The advantage of a laminated display that they added in this iPad Air 2 all the way back in 2014 is that you don't have to worry about scratching the LCD itself or getting fingerprints in between the LCD and the digitizer. It's a lot easier. On the other hand, it's a lot easier to break a laminated display and a lot more expensive to replace if you do damage it. And no repair technician is perfect. So I believe that's an issue that a lot of people would agree upon being annoying. My god, this glue is just something else. That side's coming up perfectly fine. Okay. I think we finally got the display up, which means if we just remove the anti-clamp and lift up, the display will come undone. Perfect. Wow. And now the first thing I'm going to do is disconnect the battery, because this thing turns back on right now. Oh, that's a puffy battery. One of these cells is puffy. If this thing turns back on right now, that is trouble. And trouble is not ideal. Yikes, that is fun levels of adhesive right there. Very fun levels of adhesive. So, okay, keep the screws organized in a parts tray, also very important. You do not want to be messing the screws up because they are extremely easy to confuse. So now that we have gotten the display off, iFix is going to say, ooh. Now I also know that you need to do a full logic board swap with these, which is annoying because the batteries are stuck under the logic board, which means we have to first disconnect the battery and then disconnect the display. Now these battery disconnectors are also annoying because they are not designed for each device specifically. There, we got that under there. So the battery is disconnected, no longer making contact with the logic board. Oops, and it came out. This is why these are the most annoying repair. Perfect. Okay, got to do that. Otherwise, we can short things out, and that is not ideal at all. So the next step, now that that is disconnected, is to unscrew and remove the display. Once the display is disconnected, it's a whole lot less stressful. So, remove display, home button and touch ID. And then that comes off nicely. This adhesive, the adhesive of pain also needs to be removed. I absolutely find that disgusting. Not good at all. This home button also reports to not be clicking properly, so I'll have to mess around with that after and be extremely careful because Touch ID is a one-time part. And these logic boards are so expensive. Okay, most of the adhesive did actually come off with the display, which is annoying. I have to peel off. The adhesive like this without damaging the display. So disgusting. I wonder if this has been repaired in the past, because that is not what Apple adhesive normally comes off like. I'll have to mess around with the clicking mechanism for the home button. But that is not a right now problem. Right now problem is the battery. So put the display over there. Now let's move on to the next step after removing the display. Upper component cable bracket is to be removed. Ooh. These are always annoying to put back in because of these flap things. Two 1.6 and two 1.3 millimeter screws. Okay. At least I have to keep them organized, which is slightly frustrating, but okay. Are they visually distinct? No. I'll just put them in the next one. It's easier to just put them in the next part tray and then not stress about messing the screws up, because the parts tray that came with the iFixit Protect Toolkit has plenty of spaces. So let's get back to this iPad repair now. Oh, I'm very grossed out by that adhesive. Okay. Store that safely. Next step is logic board. Okay. Get the tweezers. Remove the tape covering. Two speaker connectors. Now, which section is that at? Wait, oh, that's near the charging port. Jeez, I disorientated myself. Yikes! This battery is puffy. That is not safe at all. Okay, and I will keep that there so we can put it back on after. I know you don't really need those, but it's always good to have anyway. So just disconnect the two speakers. Use the flat tweezers to unhook them. Use the flat tweezers to unhook them to avoid breaking them because they are very delicate. You pull that perfectly horizontally, because again, things like this are just so difficult to replace. You just want to take absolute all precautions that you can. Now, next step is disconnect the antennas. Luckily, this isn't a 4G version, this is a Wi-Fi version. Disconnect those antennas. It would be funny if this was a 4G and I just missed the SIM card slot. Okay, so next is, well, those cables are already disconnected. Detach the volume speaker cables. Another screw, of course. And a cover. which once we remove, I'll then put that there. And now disconnect the volume speaker. Attach the volume cable. Is that the flat end displeasure? Yes, it is. Okay, that's just a regular connector. It's just a Lego connector. I didn't remove that screw. Oh wait, no, that is the cover screw. Okay, next is pry up on the camera connector. Well, that came undone very easily. Home button microphone ribbon cable is all the way up here. Yikes, okay. Yep. And the front camera connector, of course. Yep. Okay. Headphone jack ribbon cable. Up you go as well. Now we have to do the painful thing and deroute these cables. Should be right. Okay, they're out of the way now. Okay, peel up on more tape. Let's see. Peeling up on tape is frustrating, but necessary because it protects against shorts. So again, I will keep this tape to put back on after to make sure that it is not lost. Okay. Finally, back to something fun. Screws. Where are these screws? At the lightning port. There is tape covering 2 of them, I believe. This is not put backable tape, I realize. Oof. Try to grab it in one piece. So it can go back on. And now there are 4 screws. One screw. 2 screw. Screw 3. And screw 4. Okay. Now, what is the next step here? What is the next step here? Let us find out. Now we have to pry up on the lightning connector. Okay, slide and opening pick. Yikes, this is a... Can I just... Okay. To remove the, yeah, so we have to remove the lightning connector for this process, which very frustrating if you ask me. Um, Actually, it kind of makes sense that it has to go because I'm working with the battery that is about to explode with the puffiness. So it's probably a good idea to get rid of everything that could possibly get in the way. So, pulling the lightning connector straight up. Hmm. Now, I'm going to add some more heat to that because it seems to require more heat to get rid of the heat on the adhesive underneath the lightning port. So we're going to add a bit more heat. Okay. Yep. Now, next step is to cook the iPad for 2 to 3 minutes to allow the logic board heat to soften. Then use the opening tool to release it. So which part are we doing first? Under the camera. Okay. This part is very, very frustrating. Okay. That seems to already be very hot, so I'm going to try now. Up from under the camera. Yep, and it just comes up easily. So, next, after getting that up, let's get the inside of this up. Okay, we might want some more heat for this, just to keep it as safe as possible for this process because it is dangerous. Also, this adhesive that iFixit provides and is so much better. Now, I don't know how an iPad could have this much strength in the adhesive after such a long time. It is crazy if this is Apple's original adhesive and it hasn't been repaired before. Because normally Apple adhesive does not do that, and adhesive can't last that long normally. And now we continue. Yeah. Okay, we're meant to get this whole section up. Yep. And now do the same on the other side. Oh, you can hear the adhesive coming up. Okay, perfect. And now we need cards. Woo, that worked perfectly. Now we lift up the logic board and just remove it gently, obviously. Oh, yikes, that is not good. There. Perfect. We will realign this adhesive, obviously. Yep. And then when it goes back down, it will stay in place. So there's the logic board. I'm going to place that safely up here, where it is not touching anything. Get vertical adhesive there. Okay. Now that we've done that, we've gotten to the battery. Okay. Heat the iPad, and again, we're going to use this to remove it. Now we can check the pins here, and as you can see here, nothing has been damaged that I can see. So we should all be, I mean, I didn't expect to damage anything, but unexpected things happen. And whoa, that is the fact that it's bouncing like that, it means it's about to not be good. Okay, that was already done. Got to be very careful with A. We got to make sure we don't puncture the battery, because that would be dangerous. More adhesive. Yikes, okay, that's gonna need more heat. Yeah. So essentially we just have to This glue cutting process is very annoying on the iPads. I like the way the iPhones do it with the nice pulley tabs that sometimes fail, but at least they got something, you know? Okay, and now we're going to add more heat and continue to remove. Okay, then we're going to have to add multiple cards in. We're going to come with 2 in the fix kit. Come on, heat up, heat up, heat up. Okay, that's already hot, that's already hot, that's already hot. Yep. Come on, you can do it. Perfect. And now we will just insert the second card. A third card. Wow. Yeah, that's gonna need more heat. And it says be extremely careful above the front-facing camera and headphone jack cables to avoid cutting them. Yeah. Hopefully, now that I've gotten through that, there will be enough adhesive cut to remove this top half of the battery. There is. So now, let's try it again with the bottom. Oh, yikes. Okay. That requires more heat before it'll come out. While that is being heated, That should really be coming out easier, I think. There's one rogue card under here, which I want to be extremely careful with. Woo! And that is the toasty battery removed. Yeah, I did not do the safest job of removing that. It is extremely difficult to do well. This battery should probably be disposed of in the correct manner. Now let's just put it to the side again. And we will continue the repair as scheduled. Okay, so new battery time. Here is the new battery. It is in this lovely plastic bag that I fix extended in, so it is protected. And now we just have to figure out, this is the side with the adhesive on it, and do that entire process that I just did in reverse. Make sure that the battery connector lines up. Battery is parallel to everything else that it should be. And I mean, it's got a line there to line it up properly, so it's not too difficult to get right. Oh, I mean, wrong. It's not too difficult to get right. Remove the cover. Plastic, yep. Now, just gonna do what Apple does and do like the roller thing. That's just to apply, you just got to apply a bit of pressure to get the adhesive to stick, not too much. You don't want to crush it. And now we're going to go in reverse. So skip the adhesive part because we don't want to remove it again. Yeah, so logic board goes back in. This is the most difficult part, I believe. I mean, except for the dangerous part of removing the battery. But like lining this up is very annoying because there are so many little pieces of fluff under here. Okay, I mean that side's lined up already. But this side definitely is not. Gotta be very careful of all these cables to not puncture them. See there, that's where the problems start to occur. And you've also got to be careful, even if you're anti-static properly, you don't want to be touching the logic board's components unnecessarily, obviously. And that's why this step is so difficult to get right. Good thing these are easily grabbable by tweezers. Gotta make sure there are no cables in the way. Oh, and the logic board is slightly too far to the Right. Well, right for me. Yeah, it should also be right for you guys. Yep. And now we gotta add a battery disconnector to ensure that it doesn't die. Because we're putting the lightning cable back in, we need to remove these speaker ribbon cables so they don't get crushed when putting the lightning cable back in. Okay, that came out again, damn it. Okay. Now, the next step is, before removing the logic board, where's the first thing that was unplugged? The lightning connector and its screws, of course. Okay, so now we're just undoing the things we did before, which should be pretty quick. Um, 1, 2, 3, and finally 4. Yep, and before that uh, that was the top left edge of the logic board. It has to go back together. There's a little tape that's meant to be covering that, so I'll put that back correctly, as I said I would. Oh no, this is going to be difficult, but that is the nature of iPad repairs. There we are. Okay. So now we just have to reconnect that. And that. Perfect. That's taped down correctly. Now we reconnect these. Oh great heavens, did I forget that? It would be absolutely hilarious if I did, and I would have to go fix it. I believe I forgot the volume button switches. Which means we have to remove these again. Oh, the battery connector came out. That's not good at all. Okay. Yep, and that is a solved problem now. Okay, let's put the battery connector back. And double check the positioning of everything. So, that goes in. This goes in after these three are moved out of the way. Then these two are connected. What time is it now? Oh, this is the longest stream yet. Probably because the iPad Air 2 battery is the most annoying repair we've done yet. Then, yep, the volume button connector, and these have to be stuck back down in their proper position so they don't go everywhere. That should be connecting, but it's slightly off. Oh, that should not have disconnected yet. Oh, that went in, perfect. Okay, next thing, those two again. Now it's these two at the bottom. Oh, that one locked itself, so I'm going to have to unlock it again. Okay, two little connectors for the speakers are in. Next is the tape that covers them, while also the lightning connector. That's an important one. Okay, and the cover for the charging port screws. And then the cover for the volume button connectors. See, all these are important to have to protect the device, well, from shocks and static electricity. So I put them all back. Not all repairers will, however, it is important that they do go back properly, so I make sure to always put them back. Okay, and next is the covers for the speaker connector. Perfect. Let me put that over there. Protect those. Perfect. And now the top four screws. Okay, this is the frustrating part. You have to be extremely good. You have to be extremely precise with these things. They all end up underneath it rather than on top of it. Then you're kind of ruining the whole point of the protection. So I'll just slide that under those. This part is extremely focus requiring, which means that I cannot be entertaining while doing it. However, I seem to have done the annoying part. Now I just need to put the screws in. Wait, what? Did I put it on backwards? Screws don't seem to line up. Which means I put it on backwards. And now they do. If I did not check that, I would have damaged the whole bunch of the cables, which means that I would be in a lot of trouble. That's why you always double check what you're doing. So, I do remember that the two shorter screws go on the right, and iFixit guide confirms that. Perfect. That's one. I'll do one of the longer ones so it done sort of a diagonal pattern. Now the other shorter screw. And the final screw for this section. Perfect. Now we just put the battery connector back in and connect the displays. Well, connect the display, then put the battery back in and test it. So, display goes this way. I'm not going to put the display ESD shield on right now because I am still testing the device and I'm not going to be closing it. So nothing will be touching. Oh, great heavens, I hate this part. These connectors do not like to reconnect. It's always the iPad Air 2 ones that are difficult on the display connectors. It's very annoying. Okay. Well, technically it's also the home button and Touch ID sensor and display connector, but all three of them are extremely annoying to reconnect. Come on. You can go in. You can't go in? Oh my lord, okay. I got the first one. Oh, and the second one, perfect. Now just the third one, come on. Okay, I got it. So now I'm not gonna close the iPad up yet. I want to do final tests off camera. But let's do a quick test to see if she works. I also have to still work on that home button. Now there's a full chance that the battery from iFixit did arrive flat. So, oh, removing the battery disconnector would always be useful. I'm just going to screw the battery in. So that way it doesn't half connect, half disconnect. That will be bad. So, let's do a second attempt here, but with the thing actually in a working condition. Okay, everything is connected up. let's plug it in and see if it works. Actually, let's turn off the heat just so it stops generating heat. That is a waste of power. Plug it in and hope that it all works properly. I mean, the home button still isn't fixed. I have to work on that. That's why I'm not sealing it. Oh, and it turns on. I mean, not really a surprise considering I did everything correctly, but, you know, always interesting to see. Come on. You can do it, iPad. Because the battery is new, it also needs to be calibrated, which is a process I will have to do off camera. Because as you can see by this card that iFixit include when you do the repair, it is a long process. But aside from the calibration, it is working. So that is a successful battery replacement in an iPad Air 2. Now, the home button is not something I'll be doing on camera. That's not part of the battery repair. But you saw the battery repair. The only other thing you'd have to do is screw this plate down and put the adhesive on, screw this plate down. I will be doing that after I check to make sure the iPad is fully functional before returning it to the customer, because I do not wish to return a half-functional device to a customer and it hasn't popped up with no Touch ID. So I'm going to call this repair an absolute success on a battery repair for an iPad Air 2. And considering how annoying iPads are to repair, I'm going to call that a win. Yeah. Now let's just turn this thing off. Also, one thing that you will learn quickly is that iPads, when they aren't, well, iPads and possibly iPhones, when it has this Touch ID requires password when it restarts screen, the power buttons don't work properly until you've unlocked the device properly. I'm not sure why that is, but it's just something to be aware of. If you think you're breaking a power button, try unlocking the device first, then give it a go again. But yeah, for now, I'm calling that an absolute win. I'm going to now just reconnect the display, not put the adhesive on, because I still have to, actually, I'm just going to disconnect the battery and display, because I still have to work on this device, but that is not part of the battery repair stream. So, battery connector has been removed once again. Just insert the opening pick, yep, and disconnect display. Touch ID and home button. Oops. And the display is back up. Okay. Thank you all for joining me on this stream where I successfully repaired an iPad Air 2 battery. I mean, it's not really a surprise that it was a success, but it's always nice to see. So, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all later.